time of year, as we told you recently, there's always the annual look at list within the British monarchy, you know, who did what, the hardest working, who went where, etc, etc. As you can understand, it's one of those lists that everybody looks at, particularly the Republicans, who decide, of course, is the British monarchy well worth their money. As we told you recently, one of the hardest workers and comes tops every single year is none other than Her Royal Highness, the Princess Royal Princess Anne. Of course, coming up next was a very busy man indeed, His Majesty the King. And let's not forget, these are, shall we say, seasoned performers. But recently over here in the United Kingdom, the Princess of Wales is coming for something of a battering, because apparently, according to these people, she didn't undertake enough engagements. Now, at nearly 200, I would say not bad for a very young mother of three. But the bottom line is this that I would like to point out in her defence, and this is not being sycophantic or anything like that, but what a lot of people don't know, and what we can share with you exclusively here on this channel, is the background work. You see, what happens now in modern royal life, which didn't happen during, say, the reign of our late and wonderful monarch Queen Elizabeth II, is behind the scenes. Phone calls, Zoom chats, one-to-one FaceTime. These are the charities that don't necessarily publicise the personal, you know, sort of introductions to the princess, literally say from wherever she's working from, whether that be Kensington Palace or indeed out at Windsor. Now, as I say, it's not a defence, but I think it's really unkind to just share that particular information and say, oh, well, these were the visible engagements, you know, the one where she was visibly seen, say, in a nice outfit or a business trouser suit, that sort of thing. But Catherine, in fairness, does do a lot of work behind the scenes, as does His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales. You see, you know, what people don't also realise is there are those videos that they are making for their charities, there are the planning of those events behind the scenes, which Catherine and William get very actively involved in. For instance, this particular surprise visit to that lady that was very shocked was a personal idea put together by the Prince of Wales, and it truly worked, you know. The bottom line was she was absolutely thrilled, and he wants to do more down this particular route. Not so staid and stuffy, as they like to call it. They want to make sure that the public feel they're connectable, reachable, and more importantly, achieving what they want them to do in their very, you know, big roles, their platform, if you like. So for people to criticise Catherine and indeed William, and perhaps lesser members of the British monarchy, do hold fire a little bit, because truly, behind the scenes, there's a lot more in the digital world that we undertake that a lot of people seriously have no idea about. So when you see the visual ones, do remember to get to that point. There can have been lots of video chats, lots of correspondence, and more importantly, lots of one-to-one meetings that are not recorded for public consumption. Always happy to set the record straight. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.